Thanksgiving Spotlight. It's a brand new segment focused on local organizations and people making a real difference in our community.
This week marks 1 year since the devastating LA fires, and today we're highlighting an organization that stepped up in a huge way, Brotherhood Crusade.
That's right. Joining us is Charisse Bremond Weaver, President and CEO of Brotherhood Crusade. Love the work you and the organization does in the community. Also, we're joined by Rick Law, a retired Pasadena Police Commander who sadly lost his home in the fire, the Eaton Fire, 1 year ago. Thank you both for being here and helping us launch this segment. We really wanted it to be someone who, for the past year especially, has been involved with the fires since the anniversary was yesterday. And it really was yesterday into today, into tomorrow, a year ago. It was not just a one-day event. But Charisse, before we get into how you've been helping the Eaton Fire victims, let's talk about the Brotherhood Crusade. What is it, and what is the work that you do in the community?
Thank you, Chris. Brotherhood Crusade is a 58-year social justice nonprofit founded by my late father, Walter Bremond. Danny Bakewell Sr. led our institution for 35 years, focusing on health, education, economic development, institutional building, and more. Over the last 20 years, trauma-informed youth development, working with young people, connecting them with everything great to help them become great leaders.
And you really do serve the entire community in many different capacities. Let's talk specifically about the fires and what sort of support the organization has given the families impacted.
Yes, when January 7th hit, I was overwhelmed. I have so many close friends who live in the Pasadena area that I knew and our board chair knew we needed to do something immediately. From the days of the fire, we started raising money. As of today, we have distributed over $690,000, 18 vehicles with the help of Cedric the Entertainer, the Kyle's Family Foundation, as well as Fiat in Glendale. And so we just knew we needed to help our families. We needed to help our community without any fanfare, just knowing that in the moment when you have nothing, that our families needed monetary support. We were very clear that we know food was needed, we knew clothing was needed, everything was needed. But if I lost everything, I know I need resources to help me navigate it.
And Rick, you lost your home, you lost everything during the Eaton Fire, devastating times. Can you just take us back to those moments? And also what it meant for you, for your family, to get the much needed help in such a devastating time?
Yeah, it was just a horrible. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, to have everything destroyed by the fire. I had packed boxes, put them in the living room. By the time I went to bed and woke up, luckily, the fire was at my front door. I get out of the house, I'm dodging embers as I try to get in the car. Everything I had in boxes in the middle of the floor, I had to leave. So lost 3 cars, everything I owned, all my artwork, all my police badges and FBI Academy badges. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
What has the Brotherhood Crusade done for you?
They are a godsend. I can't say enough about the Brotherhood Crusade. The fact that we went from 4 cars to 1 car, trying to make that transition. So I was a part of the second 11, and I thank Cedric the Entertainer and Brotherhood Crusade for that. So now, again, at least I have an opportunity to be mobile.
Yeah.
Because for a while I was going stir crazy, staying in the house because I didn't have any transportation. So they have been a godsend, not only with the car and Cedric the Entertainer, but also monetarily. They have been right there for me, and I really appreciate that.
And you mentioned the transportation. Charisse, you mentioned the Fiat partnership, Cedric the Entertainer. Tell us a little bit more about this partnership that equated to many people getting cars, which is fantastic.
You know, if you know Cedric, he is about community. We've had the opportunity to work with him and his foundation for over 15 years. He was once our honoree at our annual Pioneer of African American Achievement Award. And when he saw the fires, he reached out and said, we got to do something. And we knew so many families lost the vehicles. Jackie Robinson, one of my girlfriends, Shamika, who I talked about, they both lost vehicles. And I was overwhelmed. Cedric was overwhelmed, Mr. Bakewell. And so he had the partnership, the relationship with Glendale Fiat. Within, I think, 3 weeks, we were getting applications in, making sure that they would be able to have a vehicle that they could get around immediately. And so just overwhelmed with Cedric's kindness, but also his stress in Brotherhood Crusade. When you think about all the nonprofits, and he reached out to our institution to say, we're going to partner together to do this. And then, as Rick said, he was in the second round because it went well the first time. And then we were like, okay, we got to get some more vehicles on the road. And so when I see the Fiats driving around Pasadena and Altadena, I'm always smiling. I was like, oh, you're one of our partners.
I love that.
Now, before we wrap up, obviously it's a year later. The need is overwhelming for the community, but I'm sure there are certain resources that families out there need. What are those necessities, and what can we do as a community to help?
I think to continue to give. I think this segment is shining a light. As I said, $690,000 of direct cash. Go to our website. I would always say give, give, give. We have partners. We were one of the recipients of the fire aid, $250,000 that we got out immediately with no administrative costs. My goal is to be here for a minimum of 5 years of giving out cash. And so we have already raised for this year another $500,000 that we will be distributing to families of the Eaton Fire. And so if you can give a little, it means a lot, because we're giving it all back to the family of Altadena. And this is not, even though it's a year later, the needs are overwhelming. People are still struggling. Seniors are struggling. Had a call yesterday with Sandra Evers Manley. She's been working with seniors, and one of the families, they're paying $6,000 for rent. That's impossible to sustain. And so we're supporting those families with rent, with food, with medicine, all the needs that they still have. There's still very small rebuilding happening. So you could just imagine that you're still paying that mortgage and you're still paying rent. So those needs aren't going away for financial support.
And Rick, as a survivor, what do you want people to know, people at home, about your community and what the survivors have been going through?
Well, obviously it was very devastating,
Yeah.
but there's been a lot of community support in various groups like the Brotherhood Crusade that has stepped up, and a lot of people have been impacted positively now after the fires by organizations such as the Brotherhood Crusade.
I love that. And you know what I love is because a lot of people are like, where'd the money go? This is where the money. You're one of the organizations that is demonstrably showing how the money people have been so generous in donating is being used to directly impact the survivors of the fire. So thank you.
Thank you. And also I want to thank Kathy Hughes. And we report. We have every family, every address. Even during the holidays, we had a big give. And so you can see it. I am very open around reports. Every family member who has received a dime. And so again, I always say vet the nonprofit, but we have been vetted. So thank you, Chris.
Love that.
Thank you, Off the Clock, for having us.
Absolutely. Kicking off our Giving Spotlight segment. You're a great organization to do that with. Rick, Charisse, thank you so much for joining us. To learn more about the Brotherhood Crusade and their work in the community, visit brotherhoodcrusade.org or simply follow them on social media. And if you know of an organization or individual making a difference throughout Southern California, in your community specifically, you can submit that organization to be featured right here on Off the Clock. We love this. This is what makes Los Angeles and SoCal so great, is the heart of the people. Just send us an email, offtheclock@ktla.com, and tell us about that amazing organization.